Good morning. As we continue in the life of Joseph, many of you have to be asking the question, what in the world is going on? I mean, Joseph is not doing anything wrong. As a matter of fact, he's doing exactly what God has asked him to do, yet for some crazy reason, his circumstances seem to always turn out to his demise. What's going on? You know, in our society today, so many say that if you're in the will of God, then things are going to go your way. Well, if you're in the will of God and things are going to go your way, how do you explain Joseph? Because he was in the will of God and nothing went his way. Let me continue reading these verses to you. Genesis 39:19. As this is after Potiphar's wife accuses Joseph of raping her. And when Potiphar finds out, it says, as soon as his master heard the words that his wife had spoken to him, "This is the way your servant treated me," his anger was kindled. And Joseph's master took him and put him into prison in a place where the king's prisoners were confined, and he was there in prison. But the Lord was with Joseph and showed him steadfast love and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. And the keeper of the prison put Joseph in charge of all the prisoners who were in the prison. Whatever was done there, it was done to the one who did it. The keeper of the prison paid no attention to anything that was in Joseph's charge, because the Lord was with him, and in whatever he did, the Lord made it succeed. Here's what I don't want you to miss today. That even though Joseph is suffering in prison, the Lord was with him. In other words, God was in control. And then it says a little bit later that the Lord was with him. And then it says whatever he did, he prospered. Why? Because the Lord made it succeed. You know, God was honoring Joseph through very, very difficult circumstances that God allowed Joseph to encounter. You know, you and I need to remember in a passage like this what it says in Romans chapter 5. It says, therefore, chapter 5 verse 1, therefore having been justified by faith, we have peace with God through our Lord Jesus Christ, and through him we have obtained access into this grace in which we stand, and we rejoice in our sufferings. Why? Knowing that suffering produces endurance. You know, regardless of your circumstances, if your circumstances have been brought on by your obedience to God, you can know this: God is in control, and he is going to use your circumstances for his glory. There's a situation in the book of Acts where Peter and John have suffered, and it says that they went away rejoicing, having been considered worthy to suffer in his name. You know, many times you need to understand that if your suffering is as a result of your godly obedience, then you need to thank God. You need to rejoice in your suffering. James said in James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4, he says, count it all joy when you encounter various trials, knowing that your suffering produces endurance. Know this, that when you suffer for doing what is right, you are absolutely in the center of the will of God, and the Lord is with you. God is in control, and he will use it for his glory in your life.